Okay, we got our favorite beloved pastor, Freddie Price. Frederick Price Jr. Okay, we got him up, and our brother right here, he gonna tell us why we so special as a people. I know. To some of my brothers and sisters, they don't believe in Jesus, and I know they got other spiritual realities. I know that, but we all in this together. You know what I'm saying? If you know this or not, you know what I'm saying? We all up in this together. Come on, brother. Come on, sister. You got to show some damn love to your people. What happened? You know what I'm saying? What happened? But we got our beloved pastor, our bishop up here today, and he's going to tell you what black people is owed. He going to tell you what happened to black people. He going to tell you how black people were set back. And he's going to explain to you why black people are so unique and so special. And it's a damn shame that as you look across the United States of America, of all the people that will call themselves a Christian, they should have been talking like him in the 60s. And we wouldn't be in the presence that we in now. The dysfunction and disorder and the chaos that you see in the world now, we'll be on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it takes everybody to speak up for what is right, to speak on things that's true. So I'm gonna bring my brother up. We're gonna listen to him, and he gonna tell y'all why we so important. He gonna tell y'all why we've been set back. He gonna tell y'all what God would do if it was right people in the world.
We, black people in America, are absolutely a unique people. No, listen. We are a special people. Now, here's why I say that. Because to have achieved what we have achieved with what we had to start with, we are a miracle. Now, here's what I mean. See, after the Civil War in 1865, when we were emancipated, we were supposed to get 40 acres and a mule.
Did you look at the face of the white man? You know what I'm saying? Why he look so nervous like that? Why he looked like it was a collapse in whatever he was saying? You know what I'm saying? Why he feel like he was broken down a little bit? It was all on his face, how he was sitting there. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And just to see the white boy face, everything, all of what he was thinking was right on his face. Okay, my bad. Let's go back.
That's true. I said that is true. That's not a figment. That is actually what was going to happen. It was documented and written down. And then they killed Abraham Lincoln. And your next president that came up vetoed the idea.
Oh, Pastor, I'm gonna let you finish, but I just gotta throw in one more time. Just one more time, Pastor. Just let me throw one thing in. Now, I heard the Jamaican come up over and sit up here and sound like a white man. I heard that. Y'all think I didn't hear that? I heard the Jamaican dude, the professor. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The professor who wrote the book, and he was sitting over there talking about, oh my God, oh, black people had Jim Crow. That was their form of reparation. He was naming. Oh, he was like, welfare is reparations. This and that is reparations. You can't call that reparations because anybody at any time can take part in any government program here in America. You cannot. Welfare is not no damn reparations. Reparations is a repair of a breach of a people. Black people been wounded in this country by everything that was stolen and everything that was done to our people for centuries, hundreds and hundreds of years. So when you say reparation and you think about black people, you gotta understand black people are wounded. And the same wound that was afflicted on black people's forefathers and they grandfathers and they grandmothers, they still took a part in that same wound because they're living it to this day. So when you say reparations, you got to understand there's been a breach in the people in America. You know what I'm saying? There's a breach and there's a wound a open wound, and there's constantly afflictions on that wound because it's not able to mend itself and to heal itself. So when you say reparations, that's what you mean. And anybody that would stand against black people being made whole, any person that would stand against black people being made free, pure equity, you know what I'm saying? Pure equity, then that's a problem. That doesn't fall on black people. That falls on the rest of the people of the world. You know what I'm saying? Black people are the one that's wounded. We as black people, we are the one that actually have an open wound, a breach. We wasn't able to be the people that we were trying to be. In other words, you know what I'm saying? In other words, you know what I'm saying? Because with that breach, it set us back so many different times. It was a wound that was inflicted. That's what it means.
And we were emancipated with nothing. Nothing. We started out with nothing. And look what we have achieved. And I'm sorry to say, see, somehow they innately know that. And they know that if we ever let these black people get equal.
Oh, damn it. I have to stop you again. My bad, family, my bad. And you know, these other races of people, they'll never understand us, because when the last time you seen a Mexican with a European surname? You ain't never seen nothing like that. When have you seen a European with a surname from an African? You ain't never seen that. When have you seen an Asian with a Mexican surname? You ain't never seen nothing like that. So I don't expect other people in other races to understand us. I really don't expect them. But if you're going to stand for what's right, if you're going to stand for what's true, you're going to do what's right no matter what. It don't matter what color the people are, or what's in the past and what happened. It doesn't matter. What is right? What is wrong? That's what you're going to stand for. But that's why they was never taken into captivity. They ain't never went through chattel slavery. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never had every single thing stripped from them. Ain't never, you know what I'm saying? They great-great-grandmothers was born free in the world, traveled the whole world, no stigmas on they people like that. It wasn't nothing like that for them. So how can I expect them to understand the plight of black people? Can't. But if they were honest, if they were fair, if they were just people, they would understand the plight of the wound that was already inflicted for hundreds and hundreds of years on my people.
Quality that they will take over. They will be on the top of everything. And watch this. Watch this. Every place they have let us in, we rose to the top. Every place. Every place. And I knew this, what I'm getting ready to tell you, I knew this in my mind, but over the holidays, I had an opportunity to put it into operation.
Now, I was tripping, family. I was tripping in thought, because I sit up there and I looked at the racial wealth gap, and then I looked at our numbers. You know what I'm saying? Our numbers. White people outseed our numbers by double. So as I look at the racial wealth gap here in America, with black people only being 13% of the overall population, we got all these other races here too. And they all outnumber us. You know what I'm saying? So we're at the least of it. So the only thing that you can possibly do to change the wealth gap is money. That's the only thing that's going to fix the wealth gap. And the wealth gap is so big that you would have to give black people millions of dollars. You just couldn't give them, oh, well, here's $100,000. Here's 200. That's like pennies to the dollar compared to the amount that is owed. OK, on one aspect, you got the debt that was owed. That's already on the table. Then you sit up here. And it's another aspect of it, because you got the debt, and then you got the racial wealth gap. Those are two different things, family. The debt that's owed, that got to be paid no matter what. Now, the racial wealth gap, you know what I'm saying? How you going to fix that unless you put money on the table? And then you would have to put millions and millions of dollars on that table to fix the wealth gap between black people and white people. It's a big wealth gap. And every family would have to get at least like 5 million per person. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of money. So I understand why it's so much pushback against this movement. I understand completely, because they don't want to see black people rich in this country. It would change everything. If every black person was given $5 million, how would black people act? We would act different. If black people were given $5 million tomorrow, where would we live? It'd all be different. If black people was given $5 million per person and paid out in the next 10 years, what would change in America? Everything.
I think everybody in America knows about the game called Monopoly. Anybody ever play Monopoly? Raise your hand. Oh, look, some of these old stiff aristocrats, even when I said Monopoly, they got a big smile on their face. Hey, let me say that again. Monopoly. Well, anyway, if you know anything about Monopoly, every player starts out with $1,500. Well, I wanted to play the advocate.
And then the pushback from the other races of people is the most stupidest thing that I have ever seen in my life, because they get a portion of the money. How it's not like the government gonna give it to them, but we're gonna give it to them. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be buying all their products up. We already the most consumer of our people. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the races of people who live here in America, we are the most base people that consume products. So all the money that's spent on reparations will be spent on America and the people in America. So everybody benefits. You know what I'm saying? It is not one business here in America that won't progress and won't flourish with reparations being paid. We're not going to take $22 trillion and go spend it outside of America. We don't live outside of America. We live here in America. So I would say about 70 to 80% of all the money that's generated and paid out through black people is going to enrich America, all the businesses here in America. So when I look at other groups of people, I look at them as dumb, because they could have had whatever they have. They could get even more. They can get double whatever they have just by us spending our money here in America. We're not going to send our money to Africa, to Asia, a little bit of it for donations, but that's about it.
Black advocate. So we played Monopoly the other night, and I didn't take any money. I wanted to take the place of the slaves that were emancipated in 1865, who did not get the 40 acres or the mule. And so I took nothing. Now, I survived for a few times around the board, but I couldn't buy nothing. And it was very soon I was out of the game. Now you would say that is unfair, to have somebody sit down at a table and play Monopoly and not give them the $1,500 to start with. But that's what this country did with our people when they emancipated us.